This is a quick explanation of how to use masking instead of erasing the backgrounds, which destroys the image so that if you screw it up, you can't get the edges of the background cleaned up later. In Photoshop, double-click on the background layer to create a new layer with it. Doesn't matter what the name is, that way we can add a mask to it. We can start off in general with the mask by highlighting what we want, selecting it with any number of tools. We can use just the magic wand here. That's one way to go about it. The other is to use the quick selection tool, and that is lets Photoshop find the edges automatically. What we're going to want to do is clean these up afterwards. Anyway, once I have the things selected, see how smart Photoshop is? I hold the Option key down to get the minus sign, and I could clean up that because I don't want that yellow selected. And see, it's not very clean in there. We're going to want to go in there and clean that up, and using the erase tool is just not the way to go. That's why. Okay, so this is gone. Anyway, I can mess around with that a whole bunch, but I don't need to. Once I've done that and I've got a bunch of what I want selected, I'm going to go over here at the very bottom. Let me move that up so you can see it. If you mouse over it, it'll tell you it's the mask, add layer mask, and everything disappears. Now, in order to work so that I can see my edges better, I'm going to add a new layer. I'll put that under the bottom, and I'm going to add black to it so I can see where the edges are. I might add white to it. It depends on the thing. We can do two things on this. We can zoom in, and we can now, using the brush, which I don't want a 500 pixel brush, obviously, I want more like a 14 pixel brush, I can actually, by using white or black, hide or show different parts of the thing. I want to hide this part here, right? So I'm going to paint it with black. This is with this selected. While this is highlighting, I'm painting on the layer mask, so I'm not destroying the image. The image is actually all still there, so I can hide it or show it as I need to. Yeah, I can go. I could have tightened this up any number of ways. This is a layer mask tutorial. And you can turn off and on the layer mask. Right-click it, disable layer mask, and you can see everything. You can also enable the layer mask, and if you, option click on the layer mask, you can actually see the black and white version of it. That's just to view the layer mask. And I'm going to option click again to get it back. Now I had a whole bunch down here that I was missing, so I can go in here with white. And I'm clicking X to switch back and forth, to toggle black and white back and forth. And you want to be using black and white on the layer mask for the most part on the hiding and showing. Once you get to where you want a fuzzy edge, transparent in other words, you want to use gray. Anyway, since I want to show this, I want it to be white. And I'm going to just go down here and really quick scribble this in, and I can clean it up. Sometimes it's easier to start off. Any number of ways to trace the edges of this could have been used. I said I just used the quick select, which I rarely use. I'm more likely to use alpha channels, but that's a whole other class. Anyway, once you get your image and you have the layer mask attached and fixed, now you have the transparent image. You can do whatever you want with it, and if you need to clean it up later, say you decide that the edges and the corners are too dark, they're not gone. If you go in here and you erase it, you might erase too much, and then you can't tell later. It's kind of tough, and this is sort of a pixelated picture when I'm zoomed in like this in any case. And I can use a tiny brush, but you can be really particular in this, and you can go back and forth and fix it down to the details. Anyway, and then add the shadows back under the petals, since that was part of this type of art, as there is a shadow here, so there should be shadows over here, which I have erased with the background. Anyway, that's all there is to it.